For your family this morning, how to stay safe at popular spring break destinations. You might have heard there is an official travel alert from the State Department cautioning American students and families to be careful while traveling during this spring break season. There have been many tragic stories of vacations gone terribly wrong. Joining us this morning is former Cook County State's Attorney Thomas Glasgow. He is also now a criminal defense attorney. He has put together a list of important information about staying safe while traveling abroad. Good morning, Thomas. Always good to have you here. So first of all, let's talk about Mexico, an incredibly popular destination for spring break travelers. However, kidnappings of American citizens have gone up, and the drug war, of course, is a concern. What should people know about staying safe?
Well, back when I was a prosecutor, narcotics prosecutor, the Colombians were the top of the heap. The Mexicans have made major inroads into their narcotics trade, resulting in some real big drug violence. Their drug trade is valued at anywhere between $25 and $27 billion a year. Last year alone, we had 7,000 killings in Mexico. We've had kidnappings and rapes. If statistics stay on track, we're going to end up with about 8,000 to 10,000 killings down in Mexico as a result of the crackdown by the government, which has cost them about $9 billion, the drug trade about $9 billion a year. This is confined mostly to the border towns and to the rural areas. So if your viewers end up staying in the areas that are touristy, the urban areas, they're well patrolled, but what they need to remember is that this is an endemic problem throughout the entire country. Recently, the police had sent a Mexican general to Cancun in order to help quell or reform the police, which are considered a little bit corrupt. He ended up dead earlier this month after his wrists and his ankles had been broken. This was one of the things that prompted the travel alert that you were talking about.
And speaking of the travel alert, I want to show everybody the official website from the U.S. State Department on Mexico. It is called Know Before You Go. Lots of good information. But one of the things that they also talk about on the website is that people have to be aware that your rights in Mexico are not the same as your rights as an American citizen back here at home.
That's correct. What you need to remember is that when you are in Mexico, you are under their laws. You have to conform yourself to their laws. The U.S. consulate can't just come and spring you out of the jail. Things that you have to remember, such as possession of narcotics, transfer of narcotics, sale of narcotics, can end you up in jail without a bond for up to a year. And then you have any kind of sentence on top of that, several years on top of that. And the Mexican government has about a 95% conviction rate for things that they indict. Things like jet skis or mopeds are popular to rent. However, if you get in an accident, you've got to pay the full amount of the cash value of the repair, or you risk arrest and prosecution. Laws differ varying throughout Mexico or Dominican Republic or Jamaica. Please make sure that you check in with the American consulate, and if you get in trouble, call the American consulate. They can help you out with getting a Mexican lawyer, and they can help you out with Mexican laws.
And Thomas has a very good checklist of safety tips. We can put that up on the screen, and let's go through these quickly for people. Be aware of what's on your laptop and phones that you carry with you.
Your phones and your laptops are subject to search and seizure when you cross borders. Those racy photos that you may have of you and a significant other may be deemed pornography in some countries, so you need to be very careful of them. Leave the airport immediately. You don't want to hang out and then change any kind of money. Pickpockets, thieves, large amounts of money are transferred. They target you as you are waiting in the airport. Dress conservatively. Leave the flashy watch and the diamond pendant at home. You're not out there to impress anybody. You want to make sure that you end up doing things that will protect you and your family. And ask police and military for directions. You don't want to just walk up and ask the average citizen. You don't know what's going to happen or who they are.
And the other very important thing to remember is give somebody back at home your itinerary so that they know where you are at all times.
And if you go to a nightclub, leave with the same people that you came with. The Nancy Holloway case is a prime example. You don't want to become another statistic. Go to ABC.com. You can see the remainder of these.
Absolutely. Thomas, thank you so much for these tips here this morning. Again, we have everything on ABC7Chicago.com. We also have a link over to the State Department's website as well. We'll be right back after this.